the storm is breaking me, I still stand in your light. I see, even when the night is long, my heart is steady. You make me strong. I will not fall, I won't depart.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. God's beautiful souls, good morning, good evening. There's only one thing I have to say to you before we begin. If this world is ever going to change, it starts with us. We can't keep waiting or depend on anyone else to change it. It's our responsibility to love better, to live better, and to leave this world better than we found it. Welcome back to Lies Changes Truth. I'm your host, BK Bless. Listen, if this episode touches your spirit and blesses your soul, please like, share, and subscribe and follow me on my socials. The more people we get these messages out to, the more people we can heal. Can we really talk today? Let me start with this question. Who would you be if you stopped watering yourself down? Who would you become if you stopped worrying about who feels uncomfortable and finally decide to be who God called you to be? If we're keeping it 1,000, a lot of us are living below our calling because we're afraid. We're afraid of how our light might make other people feel. So instead, we quiet ourselves. We hold back and play small because we don't want people to think we're doing too much. We downplay our gifts and minimize our intelligence because insecure people start acting funny when you sound too smart and because attention feels uncomfortable. We suppress our ambition and dilute our personality because people swear you think you're better than them just because you refuse to stay stuck. We silence our voice, not because God told us to, but because we're afraid. Afraid of being judged, afraid of being misunderstood, and afraid of making insecure people uncomfortable. I know that feeling, that internal war of, I know God gave me this, but also I don't want people looking at me like I'm extra. So we play the background and act regular when God clearly called us to be impactful. But I'm going to give you some needed clarity today. Dimming your light to accommodate someone else's insecurity, it's not humility. It's disobedience. And here's the lie. If I shine too bright, people will think I'm arrogant. If I fully walk in my gifts, people will think I'm trying too hard. Or maybe I should tone it down so others don't feel less than. Nah. We have to correct that right now. Your light is not the problem, and their insecurity is not your assignment. Because if God gave you light, you can't move like he asked you to hide it. Matthew 5:14-16 says, "You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp, then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house." Read that again. You are not called to hide. You are called to shine. God did not place gifts in you to bury them under fear, insecurity, or false humility. Don't tone it down. Don't dim your light for jealous people or suppress it so insecure folks can feel okay. Let it shine. So, some of y'all are praying to God for purpose, while actively suppressing the gifts he gave to fulfill that purpose. That's like praying for harvest while at the same time refusing to plant. You're asking God, use me, and God is saying, I'm trying to, but you keep lowering your brightness. And some of y'all got championship level calling, but bench player behavior. God gave you a microphone and you're whispering. God gave you leadership and you keep pretending you just don't like attention. Like I said before, sometimes it's not humility, it's fear. And why do we dim our light? First, it's fear of judgment. You're afraid people will say, who do you think you are? You've changed. You think you all that. You doing too much. Can I help you just for a minute? People said things about Jesus too. They're going to talk, whether you shine or not. You could be broke, humble, quiet, and scared, and people will still have something to say. So if they're going to talk anyway, you might as well obey God. You can't keep sabotaging your destiny because you're scared of people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Galatians 5:10 says, if pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant. Some of y'all are too busy being socially acceptable to be spiritually effective. Yeah, I want you to hold on to that one. Because if you wait for everyone to be comfortable with your calling, you will die waiting. 2, your fear of outshining others. This one right here, it hits deep. Some of us slow ourselves down to protect relationships, especially if we came from environments where playing small kept people comfortable. So we learn to humble ourselves, but not in the good way. We don't want friends to feel behind or family to feel challenged or insecure people to feel exposed. So we shrink ourselves. We don't celebrate too loud. We don't share too much and don't fully express our dreams. Because deep down, you're trying not to trigger people who haven't dealt with themselves. But God's beautiful soul, your obedience is not arrogance, and you shining does not diminish them. Their insecurity is not your burden to bear. Your obedience to God should never be sacrificed for someone else's comfort. The sad part is, some people do get mad when you start evolving. It's like you personally offended them by healing. Ma'am, sir, I'm so sorry my growth disrupted that version of me that made you feel comfortable. Truth be told, some people don't want you to shine because your growth starts making their excuses look like laziness. And if we're keeping it all the way real, some of y'all dimmed your light so long trying to make other people comfortable, you don't even recognize yourself no more. See, the enemy doesn't always try to destroy your purpose with sin. Sometimes he buries it under fake humility. He whispers, don't stand out, don't speak up, don't shine too bright, or people will think you're arrogant. You start apologizing for gifts God never told you to hide. You start confusing silence with holiness and invisibility with humility. But there's a difference between self-glorification and God-ordained purpose. And we need to talk about it. This arrogance versus humility. Shining your light is not arrogance, and don't confuse hiding with humility. Arrogance says, look how great I am. But purpose says, look what God placed in me. Humility is, God gave me this, so I'll steward it well. But false humility is, God gave me this, but I'm scared of attention, so I'll bury it. And I think we're all clear on this point. Buried gifts helps nobody. Let's look at Matthew 25:25. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. What happened next? The master was displeased because fear made him waste potential. Let that sit for a minute. Your fear may be causing you to waste what God entrusted to you. Because this is about answering the assignment God placed on your life. And shining your light isn't arrogance, especially when God is the source of the light. That's obedience. 1 Peter 4:10 says, God has given each of you a gift. Use them well to serve one another. Your gifts are not about ego. They are about assignment. So when you suppress your gifts, you're not just hiding from attention. You may be withholding healing, wisdom, leadership, or inspiration that someone desperately needs. Your light ain't just about you. So, somebody needs your voice, your testimony, your wisdom, your creativity, your courage, and your leadership. When you dim yourself, the world loses access to what God placed inside of you. Marianne Williamson famously said, "Your playing small does not serve the world." Do you feel that like I do? Playing small doesn't make others stronger or serve the kingdom in any way. It only makes you disobedient. I want to talk to your spirit now, because some of y'all have spent too much of your life asking permission for what God already approved. To those of you listening right now that are dimming your light, God is saying, why are you asking insecure people to validate what I ordained? He says to stop apologizing for what I placed inside of you. Whew. So some of you are entering a new season where your visibility will increase. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but your time is up. No more hiding, making yourself small, downplaying yourself, waiting or seeking permission because you don't like attention. You don't want false assumptions, and you don't want envy. But God says, I called you. And this next level in your life requires you to be more visible. And I know that scares you, because visibility means more responsibility. Visibility means criticism. Visibility means more attention. But you have to stop rejecting the stages God built for your assignment. If God called you to stand out, you dishonor him by insisting on hiding. This is your season to rise without apology to the person who hates attention. I feel you, no cap. Because many purpose-driven people don't crave attention. They crave impact. But sometimes impact requires visibility. You don't have to seek the spotlight, but you can't reject it when purpose places you there. Esther 4:14 says, perhaps you were made queen for just such a time as this. Maybe, just maybe, your visibility is not vanity. Maybe it's necessary for your calling. And some of us, we keep telling God, use me, Lord. Then he opens the door and we're like, not like that though. God's beautiful soul, I'll be 100% honest with you. Shining still feels uncomfortable to me because I've never liked attention. I like to grow behind the scenes. No announcements, no performance, just transformation. If people notice, that's cool. If they don't, then that's okay too. But the more mature I get, the more uncomfortable disobedience feels, and the louder it sounds. And maturity also taught me that ignoring God's voice will disturb your peace more than stepping out ever could. I started realizing that hiding had become an excuse and comfort had become a cage. Because comfort is not the standard. His calling is, his purpose is, his will is. And I'm not just being nosy with these next questions. I'm trying to motivate you. How much longer are you going to keep betraying yourself to protect people who are committed to misunderstanding you? How much longer will you keep hiding because of fear? How much longer will you insult God's design by pretending to be less. It says it right there in 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Fear ain't your identity. Power is. Dimming your light isn't protecting anyone's peace. It's postponing purpose. And every day you live beneath who God called you to be, the world misses what was meant to come through you. The lie? If I dim my light, I'll be more accepted. But accepted by who? People who benefit from your fear? People who are only comfortable when you remain beneath your potential? People who confuse your obedience with arrogance? The change. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing. Stop fearing judgment. Stop hiding your gifts and stop choosing comfort over calling. Start building, speaking, leading, creating, and walking boldly. The truth. God did not design you to be tolerated. He designed you to transform spaces. Your light is necessary. Your voice is necessary. And your calling is necessary. He did not create you to live half lit just because others are uncomfortable. I want you to say this with me. I will not dim the light that God called me to shine. I will not make myself small to fit in insecure spaces to appease insecure people. I will not apologize for walking in my purpose. I will shine, not for ego or for validation from the world. I will shine boldly, humbly, to be obedient to God. In Jesus' name, amen. Family, the world doesn't need a watered down version of you. It needs the real you, the healed you, the bold you, the obedient you. So rise, shine, lead, build, speak, create, and heal. Because somebody's breakthrough might be connected to your willingness to stop hiding and be who God called you to be. This has been episode 58 of Lies Changes Truth. I'm your host, BK Blessed. And today, I hope you didn't just hear this, because today you were called for a higher purpose. The world doesn't benefit from a hidden version of you. Your family needs your light. Your community needs your light. Your calling needs your light. And your future needs your light. And you know who else needs your light? You need your light. Until next time, keep shining. Don't hide from who you're supposed to be. And stay you.
No